Good morning, everyone. We'll get started in about 3 to 4 minutes. I'll try to start straight up at 8. Thank you so much for joining us. Hello again. So it's almost 9 o'clock. So we'll get started in just a few minutes. So thank you for joining me. I see some parents out there, so glad to have you join us. We really appreciate your involvement and dedication, commitment to our school. So thank you very much for being with us. We're going to share our Title I annual meeting and kind of let you know where we're at with Title I this year. And then we'll proceed right into our volunteer and mentor training. All right. So first, we're going to start with our Title I annual meeting. All right. Can someone in the chat box give me a thumbs up if you can see the screen that includes our marquee with our new Oak Grove STEAM Academy? Yay, okay, that's awesome. All right, so we're going to get started. Thank you for joining us. We're going to learn what it means to be a Title I school, all right? All right, Title I is a federally funded program. It comes under the Every Student Succeeds Act, which replaces the No Child Left Behind Act, okay? So it supports school districts and schools to ensure all children have equal opportunity to obtain a high quality education and achieve proficiencies on high academic standards, okay? So that's kind of restated here is the purpose of ESSA. The purpose of Title I under ESSA is to ensure all children have a fair, equal, and significant opportunity to obtain a high-quality education and reach, at a minimum, proficiency on challenging state academic achievement standards and state academic assessments. Okay? All right. So through Title I schools, and basically it's funding. It's Title I, you get funding. But with federal funding, as probably should be, there are a lot of requirements. So that's what we're going to talk about. but children have opportunity to do better in school. Teachers understand and are taught about the students' needs. Teachers understand parents' concerns and are ready to offer support. So at least a couple of times a year, we do faculty training on building the relationship with parents and helping build the staff capacity and the parent capacity so that everyone can work together for the benefit and high quality education of students. Okay. Parents and families get involved, grow, and are able to make the connections needed to help our students succeed. Okay. So in Cherokee County, there are no focus schools or priority schools. These would have been schools, they were identified a few years ago. This year, no schools were identified, but Oak Grove has not been identified as a school that's in a significant need or lack of student achievement. And so if you fall into that category, usually there's some state or federal people that get more involved with your school, watch more closely, and help with the decision making. Fortunately, in Cherokee County, everyone is in a good status. And so we just have to, be sure we follow the federal guidelines, and otherwise we just continue to under the direction of our school district. Okay. So what are some ways these funds are used, the program? So and we have choice. Some schools have some, we'll say controlled choices, things we can choose from. One we choose often is we use some of our funds to purchase more teachers so that we can have smaller class sizes. Obviously, the more teachers we have, the smaller the class sizes for our students. We feel that is probably the best use of our money is the human resource so that we have a lower teacher to student ratio. Also, we can purchase paraprofessionals, and we have technology. Those of you that have been with us for the last 6 years know we basically went from 5 desktops in a classroom to one-on-one now, so that we do have in grades 2 to 5, we have some kind of laptop or device for all students to use at school. And in K1, we do have the iPads as well as, we have the iPads enough for the students, but we also have some mobile laptops and desktops. So that's a way we have spent funds also in the past. And then we do other resources, other instructional math and reading resources for the students. A remedial teacher is a teacher that really works with those students that are most at risk, that are identified at high risk. And so they're identified by the Georgia milestones. That would be for the previous year. So that's only students in 4th and 5th do we use Georgia milestones. Easy CBM and iReady are benchmark programs that we use in this district that are research-based that also help identify students that are high risk. And then we also use our Scholastic reading program and look for those students in the red that would be at risk as far as learning to read. So I want to talk a little bit about our funding. So last year we had some great news, and we have it again this year, that the state is providing free breakfast and lunch at school for all students, and it does not require the free and reduced lunch form. However, that has turned into some not so great news for our federal funding, because completing the application and then being approved for free and reduced lunch is the way we are funded. So prior to last year, we ran about 67% of our parents, were approved for free and reduced lunch. And so that led to, our funding. Then last year, only 54% of our parents completed that form and had it approved. That resulted in a direct decrease of $94,000 in our Title I funds. This year, our numbers are even lower at the moment. That's why I'm emailing, telling parents, asking parents, saying, please, please, if you've qualified in the past, if you think you might qualify now, because obviously, you know, unemployment's up and there are different things going on. And so inflation's up. So, you know, more people might qualify that may have never qualified before. So we want to continue to encourage people to complete that form. I have the link on here. I don't know if you can see my arrow, but in the red at the bottom is electronic link. And then, which I've sent out a couple of different times. It's also on our website. But also you can request and we can send home a hard copy form as well in English or in Spanish. But this is just kind of talking about, because we've had less people apply and less people approve, our funding has been cut almost $100,000 this year and is looking to be cut more than $100,000 next year from year before last if we don't get those applications approved. So help pass that word, please. So what were our funds used for this year? This year we were able to hire 4 teachers to help reduce class size. Last year we had 5. Right now we've seen an unexpected increase in our first grade student enrollment numbers. We had not planned to have a Title I teacher at first grade. I wish we had the funding now to add one. We do not. We have, however, we're adding a part-time remedial teacher that will work 3.5 hours a day to assist, kind of like a push-in teacher. She'll push into, a pull-out teacher. She will pull out select students, some of the most high-risk students in each class. She'll pull them into small groups and really work with them on reading. But still, that's not the same as having another full-time teacher. We did hire an additional kindergarten parapro this year. She's been with us the last few years. That's because we hire an additional, one of those 4 teachers was a kindergarten teacher. And so with every kindergarten teacher, we need to hire a half-time parapro. So we've had that for a couple of years, the teacher and the parapro. We continue to hire Miss Anna, our parent involvement facilitator, who does an outstanding job of helping connect our parents, answer their questions, and just communicating with them consistently on needs. And I want to point out, Miss Anna is bilingual, and so she works often with the Spanish-speaking community. However, she is parent involvement facilitator for all parents. So anyone can call and ask for her, call to see the resource room, have her send home resources. You know, we can't have visitors at the time, but she's available for everyone. So please contact her if there's something you specifically want to get at home so that you can help your child or otherwise. This year we really don't need to buy iPads or Chromebooks at this time. However, our warranties are starting to run out. So we put aside a little bit of money if we need to repair, since we won't have warranties. However, next year we're going to need to purchase some because some of our older laptops are probably going to be surplus. So we would like to have the funding to plan for that. And then some professional development for our teachers on STEAM integration and on data disaggregation, data analysis to help plan for our math and reading and very strategically plan and target students for different programs. All right, so how do we come up with this plan? We have to develop a school improvement plan. That's for all schools in Cherokee County. But then the 6 schools that are Title I also have to complete a Title I school-wide plan, which is pretty comprehensive. I want to thank Ms. Ashley Polito, our assistant principal. She does a great job working through that school-wide plan, getting it ready, getting it approved, tweaking it, keeping it up to date. but that's a big part, and that does have to be approved, any and every change by our district, Cherokee County School District Title I PEEPs. It's based off needs assessment, so that's the way the plan starts, is we look at our weaknesses as far as, those different benchmarks, milestones, easy CBM, Scholastic, and iReady Math. Okay, we look at our school goals, which this year, here are 2 goals. We're looking to increase our ELA, English Language Arts, content mastery in levels 2, 3, and 4, so that by 2% each year for the next 3 years. So when milestones comes out, level 1 is a beginning learner, level 2 is developing, level 3 is proficient, and level 4 is the one that's distinguished or kind of advanced. So we'd like to see move up all those levels, but we definitely want to see students moving from level 1 at least to 2. We want our 2s to 3s and some of our 3s to 4s. And then we also have the same goal in our math, okay, to keep moving students up. As you can see, our students have performed better in math than they have in English Language Arts. Part of this is due to that we do have English language learners, and so although they may be pretty proficient in their math computation and math skills, they are still at varying levels of learning and writing in English language. All right, so what are our strategies for meeting these goals? Obviously, the reduced class size, the teacher-student ratio, integrating STEAM. We have found STEAM to be highly engaging for our students. We've really pleased to see that they have become problem solvers and that they really enjoy the challenge when it's presented as a, like a real life problem and trying to solve that. We also, in math and reading, we utilize small groups centers that are differentiated at the students' different level of learning. And then we have specialized programs. We have AIM, which is for the gifted student. We have EIP, that is the Early Intervention Program, and it targets at-risk students that perform kind of in the bottom third of their class in either reading or math. And so we have a push-in teacher at each grade level that goes in and assists for like 45 minutes in math and or reading each day, and they'll help facilitate some of those small groups. And they will also work on those RTI interventions. If you have a student in the RTI plan, then you may be familiar. We talk about the interventions. We pick a specific goal to help your student, fill a gap and move on to the next level. We also have ESSA, which is our English as a Second Learner teachers, and they also push in and or pull out and assist our English language learners. And then we have our special education services for those students that qualify in that area. We will begin probably late September, early October with our EXP after school tutoring program. And again, this program very specifically targets at-risk learners, and there's a rubric that we kind of complete to select those learners. We use Rosetta Stone. It has been renamed this year, but that really helps our English language learners. It's a great language learning program. And we have level literacy intervention kits, which very strategically is very scripted, very strategic, and to move students from, their reading levels, level A to B, B to C, and it's been proven to move students, 2 years of reading in 1 year. So obviously, we really use that program when we can. All right, our curriculum is the Georgia Standards of Excellence. We also have STEAM problem-based learning that integrates the curriculum and facilitates, again, that problem solving, critical thinking, and creativity. It also really helps our students collaborate with each other, and it's really helped everyone become a better communicator. We have blended learning, as you're probably all aware, because of last year and the year before with COVID and digital learning. So we have Canvas, and if you are not familiar with Canvas as a parent, we encourage first, maybe your student could teach you. They are phenomenal. Second is this is something that you could schedule with Miss Anna, and we could have you, walk with you through some of our Canvas. There is a Canvas tutorial we can send you, which is very good, but we could always walk you through it, or Denise Lewis, our awesome media specialist, can help with that. Your students are probably familiar with Nearpod and Flipgrid, which are kind of interactive presentations with the teachers, or presentations that the student creates. Okay, so it uses the curriculum and technology. It makes it more engaging, and also the students have to communicate about their learning, which is one of the best ways to learn. Is you've got to communicate back what you learned in your own words. And then, we want to always prepare our 3rd, 4th, 5th graders for the Georgia milestones, which will start the last week of April and run to the 2nd week of May this year. All right, what assessments do we have to qualify students for these special programs? First, I want to back up and say Title I serves all students. So here's an example how it serves all students. We have those 4 Title I teachers. That significantly reduces the class size, because instead of spreading all the students in kindergarten by 4 teachers, we can spread them out by 5. Or in 2nd grade, instead of spreading the students among 3 teachers, we can spread among 4 teachers. So you see how that automatically helps all students. Also, the technology and the other resources we purchased are used by all students, okay? And then the benchmarks are used to identify students that qualify for programs like the EIP, Early Intervention Program. Obviously, we have a language assessor that qualifies students for the ESSA, English Language Learner Program, okay? So these are the assessments we use. You've probably heard of many of them. Easy CBM is for reading, as is Scholastic. Scholastic is where the program we use. It is our adopted curriculum in reading, and it has the expected level of reading per grade level, and actually by quarter for a student. And so, and it's how we move students up reading levels. In math, we use iReady. Our curriculum is Ready. iReady is the online program that hopefully you are familiar with. Your students can use that at home if they have a device, even a smartphone. This year, we've added Ames Web and Math. That's because the state of Georgia changed the early intervention program this year to qualify based on 2 assessors instead of just 1. And that's really because they felt like, based on the last 2 years with COVID and digital learning, a lot more students were going to qualify, but they wanted to be sure that at least that bottom third gets the service they need. So now students need a second qualifier. We had 2 in reading, the Easy CBM and Scholastic we could look at. In math, we had already, so now we use Ames Web. So students have been assessed on that as well this year. Kindergarten uses the GKids. That's been around for a while. It was replaced a few years ago with GKids 2.0. COGAT is a cognitive abilities test that is given to students in grades 2 and 4. And then the Georgia milestones are for grades 3, 4, and 5. By the way, the COGAT this year will be the first week in October. It's when we plan to facilitate that. So parents of students in these grade levels, you'll be getting letters at the end of September, just kind of announcing that testing. All right. Another part of Title I is we have a parent and family engagement plan. This plan was written with parent input that we always get in our, usually around the April timeframe, we have a meeting and we get our input. We get input from teachers. We actually have students that we meet with students that kind of help us talk through some of these things. And so that program is to build that parent capacity, and then to be sure, that we're doing programs, to engage parents. And again, Ms. Anna facilitates a lot of those for us. So this is the parent and family engagement plan. So next Tuesday, when we have our virtual curriculum night, your child's going to bring home folder, and all of these Title I documents are going to be in the folder. So I know you can't see them well on the screen, but they'll be coming home on Tuesday. Okay. So this just talks about our expectations for parent and family engagement, and it's just a plan that we want you to have ahead of time to kind of know some things coming up. Like it lets you know, when is our next parent night and when is our next parent training and those kind of things, which is this red part over here. Okay. All right. We also have the school parent compact, which is actually teacher, student, and parent. That'll be coming home. And so we always have over here kind of our goals. What is our compact? Compact is an agreement. So the teachers agreed this year, we're going to have those student-led conferences, which that starts on curriculum night. Your students will also bring home a graph of their math data for their homeroom and their reading data for their homeroom. And we'll let you know your student number so you can see how your student does on that graph. It will show you where your student should be. And then there'll also be a goal sheet. And the students will, we're going to have it's a script. I'm working with the students. Obviously, 5th grade script might be a little different than kindergarten script, but walking them through so they can come home and tell you, what is my goal in reading? What is my goal in math? Okay. And so your job is to attend those. And then the student's job is that they set their goals, they share them with their parents, and they follow their action plan so that they can meet their goals in reading and in math. Okay. The other one is that, teachers are going to send home by your students, check it out in the library, appropriate level reading books. And then we're also sending home in this folder next week. It's actually a bookmark, a comprehension bookmark, grade level and learning levels specific, with just some simple comprehension questions you can ask your students about what they read and at home. And so it's just to engage them in that reading process. I better hurry. So the compact will be coming home as well in the folder. That's just kind of what it looks like. Then we need you to sign this. So it should come home to you, teacher signature and student signature already. We need you to sign it. If your student didn't sign it, have them sign it at home with you. This is just saying, hey, we're going to do what the compact asks. All right. You have the right to know, okay, the level of achievement of your child, get reports. We now have a lot of online report cards, digital report cards, to be involved and to learn about opportunities to volunteer, which we're going to get right to that. Some other rights to know. All right, funding. So just a reminder that you have the right to know that Cherokee County has set aside money for parent involvement, and this is the way we use the money for parent involvement. All right, we have workshops. These are some of the things that will be coming up. We've actually changed this one, the ESSA one right here. We changed to October 7th, and that will be in the information that comes home from you. Okay, there's theme night. Everyone usually likes that. All right, we have a family resource room. You can reach out to Miss Anna, and when we're open to visitors, you can come to the resource room. When we're not, she can, show you some things in there and send them home with your child. All right, so join PTA. That's the best way to get involved. Here's how you join PTA. All right, some other ways to join. We'll talk about that really and volunteer in the next presentation. All right, our websites are here. I am recording this and I am going to post it on our school website so that you can go back to this at another time. All right, so there's our school phone. There's Miss Anna's email, my email, and Ashley Polito, our school assistant principal's email. Questions, and we will be sending home also next week a feedback form. So I'm going to quit sharing this screen and pull up the parent volunteer. I don't see any questions in the chat, so I'm going to move right on. Thank you. A lot of information, but to me it is very important information. So let's see if I can share this screen now. This training is short but required. So let me pull this up and can I get a yes or no in the box? Can you see the next one? Volunteer training? Anybody? There we go. There we go. Do we bring our child? Okay, curriculum night. No, curriculum night is virtual. So you're going to be at home. It starts at 7, and you're going to get on Canvas with your child, or without, but no, preferably with your child. There'll be a link to a YouTube video from your child's grade level teachers, and I'll have a welcome video. And then your child will have that folder. We'll tell you a little bit as well about the folder again that night, and then your child will walk you through the folder, but it's all virtual, okay? All right, so let's start with volunteer training. We're still anticipating having visitors in the building starting September 1st. Obviously, our district, in conjunction with the Department of Public Health, keeping a close eye on the COVID numbers. We're doing okay right now at Oak Grove, knock on wood, and so they're trying to address things kind of at a school by school level. But we'll see what happens between now and September 1st. But our goal is to be able to open up and have visitors with a purpose come in, such as volunteers. So let's start our training. All right. So everything a volunteer needs to know, but is afraid to ask. First of all, ways to volunteer: selling ice cream at lunch, assisting the media center, making copies, a mystery or a classroom reader. That can even be done virtually. So if you're interested in that, you can talk to a teacher. Supervise a field trip, which is a way we see many parents love to do that. I did with my children as well. So we sure hope we can do field trips this year. Lunchroom monitor. So although we have a few monitors that we hire, and we are looking to hire another one part-time at this moment, we always encourage parents to come in if you want to be a volunteer lunch monitor and just kind of see what it's like. Help with a class project. Campus beautification. We have a lot of projects we want done, like planting flowers and spreading mulch around our landscaping. Help with bulletin boards. All those, you just have to kind of complete an acknowledgement. But if you want to mentor tutoring when that opens up, that does require the Georgia Criminal History Report and application, and I think it's about a $75 fee to do those two. All right. So what do you need to know? Park in the main front parking lot. When you come in, it's just where to keep your belongings. They go with your teacher. When you first get here, you come to the front office, you will sign in, get a visitor sticker and your assignment, and you also can pick up a map at the front, and Susan can give you a little direction. Susan is our secretary, Miss Viers, a little direction on how to get to your particular location, okay? So you will sign in and out each visit. You contact the teacher or whoever it is. It might be, if you're in the library, Miss Lewis, the media specialist, whoever it is that you've coordinated with, and there's the plan that you're coming in, then that's the person you let know. Okay. And can you bring additional materials? Well, you would need to check with the teacher first. Okay. I do want to make it clear that you cannot bring other siblings or other children of yours. And that includes, coming to assist, to make copies, or a field trip. So you need to make arrangements for any other children that you have. What are your responsibilities? Be prompt, okay? Be on time, be dependable, be regular in attendance. Remember, you're acting as a role model, and you're the visitor in the class. Students are going to be watching you, okay? Be careful to ensure that the child's work and behavior is held in confidence. You would want any visitor to your child's class to probably hold whatever they see or happens confidential, especially if, the child misbehaves. So that's confidential. Obviously, you can, provide feedback to the teacher, but you wouldn't want to be talking about, with others what you see in the classroom. If you chaperone a field trip, remember you're responsible to supervise your group. So keep an eye on them, keep them with you. And again, if there's any behavior concerns, you would bring that immediately to the teacher's attention, and she would, or he would, assist you. And try to keep talking to the teacher at a minimal, just like when you need to talk to them about concerns, but try not to chit chat with them. Also, do not try to have your own parent-teacher conference if you're volunteering, okay? All right, here's the biggest thing that we want you to know. When you volunteer at a school, you just become a mandated reporter of suspected child abuse. And you report that directly to the teacher you're working with, and or depending on the kind of the situation, the environment you're in. When you come to the office, you ask to speak to one of the administrators or to our counselor, Miss Baston, to report it. But we ask before you leave campus to let us know if you suspect child abuse. Maybe you see a mark on a child, a bruise or something, then absolutely let one of us know, okay? So should you get information as it relates to a suspected case of child abuse through a verbal communication, direct observation, or some other manner, you must report this information immediately to your school's admin immediately. So again, you can go to the teacher, you can ask for the counselor, or directly to admin. Oh, okay. Then it's our responsibility to report it to the agencies such as DFACS, and also we also notify child investigator with Cherokee County School Systems. Okay. All right, here's some good stuff. Hints. Try to know the students' names. Be sure they know your name, and it should be on your badge. Listen to the students. Be patient. Mistakes are part of learning. Be reliable and consistent. Dress appropriately, and leave younger siblings with a sitter. Okay. And then just a reminder of confidentiality. And just we look forward to and definitely hope that we can have volunteers at the school. And this is very important. I'm going to put this also in the chat box. Let me go here. Well, let me just copy this, copy hyperlink. And put it in the chat box. It takes you directly to the acknowledgement, just where you're going to acknowledge, let me put this here, that you participated in the presentation, or you've read it, and that you understand and will adhere to the items presented here. All right. Wow, we did okay time-wise, maybe. Thank you. I'm going to look and see if there's any questions in the chat box, but we appreciate you. Let's see. Let me turn this off. Hi. So again, thank you, parents, for joining us. We're so glad to have you with us. And if you have any questions, put them in the chat box. Otherwise, bye. And I'll be back to have another, it'll just be a recording on curriculum night, but that's next Tuesday, August 31st at 7 p.m. You'll want to check in on your students' Canvas, and that'll give you a link, and we'll start from there. So thanks, everyone. Oh no, it says you don't have permission. I will look at the form. I will make that change. I think I know what needs done, so I will go in and make that change. It's probably one of you signed into Office 365, but I will change that. I'll see if I can change it on the fly right now. Give me just a moment. Let's see. Okay, would someone try again, maybe? You'll probably have to re-click on the link. Have someone click the link again and let's see if you have permission. Oh, here we go. Oh, I have a hand up. Okay, let's see. New message. That worked. Yay. Okay, very good. Thank you for letting me know. All right. Thank you so much, everyone, and have a great Monday. Okay, bye. Bye.